right. Hey guys, how you going? Just checking Wi-Fi connection is good today. All right. Beautiful. Welcome along. Just going to give it a second and see if anyone comes onto the feed live. Otherwise, we will just get started. Actually, I'm going to adjust this behind me because that light is getting a bit annoying. All right. Cool. That's a little bit better. Okay. I'm getting in the habit now of using this earplug thing because I think the audio ends up being a little bit better. So let me get that set up. All right. It's going to be a little bit sideways because I got the earpiece plugged in. That's all right. All right. Hey guys, welcome along. So we're going to talk about accountability this morning and how to make yourself a morning person. Okay. So a little bit of honesty right now. I'm not a naturally morning person, and this might come as a shock because obviously what I do a lot of the time is PT. I'm just going to move this up. So obviously I have a lot of sessions that I do that are very early in the morning, 6 a.m. clients, that kind of thing. I also like to train in the morning as much as possible. And this was not always the case. So this is really important to note that many years ago, before I started PTing, right, I would actually be up probably, oh wow, it just doesn't like it there. Sorry. Okay, so many years ago when I was doing this, I was very much a night trainer. So I would be in the gym in the evenings, training at 4, 5, 6, even 7, 8, 9 at night. And that was a normal thing for me. And it was only after I became a personal trainer that I suddenly discovered there was an early part of the morning. So basically how this worked was I had to get up. So I did get up. And so now I understand a lot of the time when someone says I'm not a morning person, I really struggle to get up out of bed and I don't have the energy, or a lot of the time they haven't even tried. They're just convinced that that you're not that person, right? So I know that now a lot of my clients look at me and go, how do you do it? How do you get up so early in the morning? I can't. I don't have the motivation. I don't. I roll out of bed and I can't be bothered. It's so easy to just hit snooze, go back to sleep, all that kind of stuff, right? The truth is, it's not always a motivational thing. It's not always as easy as just being motivated and wanting to do it. The truth is, it comes down to choice, right? So this morning, for example, and this is pretty usual for me. I've been doing PT for close to a decade now, I think, give or take. And I would say that still 70% of the time, I do not want to get up in the morning, right? I wake up and I know I've got clients and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get into my training and get training people. But as soon as I wake up, even though I know I'm having to get up, I'm already having that conversation in my head, working out what I've got later on and if I can fit in a nap later, if I can somehow make it a little bit, later, to actually have a bit more rest. Second guessing the next day. As soon as I wake up, I'm second guessing, I don't think I could do another early morning, whatever it is. And this is still 70% of the time. So it's not something that necessarily you're going to just learn to love. Okay. But the truth is I've been doing it now for 7, 8 years. And you just learn that it's a choice. You learn that you got to get up because you said you're going to get up and that's what you're going to do, regardless of whether or not you want to. And the truth is, every time, that 70% of the time that I am having those conversations with myself, saying how I don't feel like it, how I'm going to be too tired, all that kind of stuff, every single time, by the time I'm actually at the gym, I've had my training, I've trained my clients for the morning, whatever it is, and I'm done for the morning, I'm fine. I don't need to go back to sleep. I don't need to have a nap. If I really want to, sure I can. That's part of the way I've constructed my life, that is a choice I can make if I wish. But I don't need it. And I know that. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter how many times I have this conversation with myself and how many times I wake up and go, I can't be bothered. anything like that, and oh, I don't want to, maybe I want to go back to sleep. Doesn't matter how many times it happens and how many times I'm well aware that by the time it's a few hours later, I'll be fine. I will still have that conversation with myself. I will still convince myself that this time is different, that this time I'm going to be tired. This time I'm going to want to come home and have a nap after my morning sessions, whatever it is. It really doesn't matter. It's a constant thing. And this isn't annoying. Like I'm probably making this sound like a pain in the ass, right? But it's not. It's really not, because it makes me realize day after day that more so than just what, having it easy and being someone who is a morning person or whatever, I know that I am going by discipline, and I'm going also by my lifestyle. And the truth is that even though I feel like this in the morning because I'm tired, and I'm not even tired, I just don't like getting up early, right? I know that even though I feel like that, I'm going to be fine for the rest of the day. And when I am, I know that this is a reflection of my lifestyle and the choices, and the fact that I do get up, the fact that I don't let my excuses get bigger than my results, bigger than my goals. And actually I do get up and go do it, because then it escalates, right? So you do it one day, you do it for a week, you do it for a month, you do it for years, and it becomes habit. And even if there's still times when you have to struggle and you have to work harder to do it. Sorry, something's coming up. All right. Even though that sometimes happens, I know that I'm capable of doing it. And it's exactly the same for you. If you're not a morning person, it doesn't have to be a natural thing for you. It can actually just be a choice, and that doesn't make it any worse. So, for example, many, many years ago when I first started, I was, like I said, a nighttime trainer, and that was usual for me. And during uni especially, this kind of stuff, the late nights, all that kind of thing kicked into gear. And so that became quite the norm for me. And then I shifted it over. So when I started doing more of the PT stuff, I became a morning person because it was by circumstance. And the thing that I've realized since doing that is, once you break that idea that there is no 6 a.m., there is no 5 a.m., there is no 4 a.m. from the other side. So if you're used to coming home at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning after a night out, you'll be aware that there is that time of morning from that end. But if you're not yet aware that there is that time on the other end, and you can actually wake up at that time, it's purely because you haven't done it. That's all it is. It's just making a choice to begin, making a choice to start and to do it. So even if it means sometimes you have to push yourself through it and sometimes you have to do it. And this is where at the beginning I said accountability is a huge thing. So for me, I always love to have my clients booked in first thing in the morning, so that is my accountability. And I know that I'm going to be there. I know I'm going to have plenty of energy. I know that I'm going to be fine. But sometimes I'm lazy, just like anyone, right? And it gets me to do it. It gets me to stay accountable. And it works for a lot of my clients as well, because we've all got busy lives, right? A lot of us go to work, and by the time we get home, the excuses have piled up for why we don't have time to do our workout, don't have time to prepare the meals that we want, whatever it is. If you get it over with in the morning, it really does set you up for the day. That's just a fact of life, that it does really impact you. The people who start from early in the day and work their way through tend to get much better results than those who just laze around, sleep in, take their time in the morning and try and get that ball rolling later on. It's all about choice. It is all about choice. So there's going to be, of course, the 1%, right, who find it really easy to wake up in the morning. And that's where someone says, I'm a natural night person or I'm a natural morning person. And that's all well and good. You can definitely work with what you are naturally. However, if your goals are going to benefit from you changing that, or from you just sucking it up a little bit, then I'm telling you here that it is possible, that there are people out there, myself included, who do this on a regular basis, where you have to just force yourself, get accountable and just get on with it, because you never regret it. And that's the thing. Like I said, I never, ever come home. Okay, maybe 1% of the time I will come home and actually take that nap and actually be tired. But the rest of the time, it's just in my head. It's just that foggy morning wake up kind of thing that you just have the thoughts of basically going back to bed as soon as possible, right? But I know that that's not going to last. And even though my mind tricks me first thing in the morning, by the time I'm home in the after my morning sessions, I'm good, So coming back to getting accountable, doing what's required, and just sucking it up and going with it, because the benefits far outweigh that 5-10 minutes of annoying uncomfortableness in the morning where you'd rather just crawl back into bed. The results that you're going to get from it are going to far outweigh that. So how to become a morning person? Really simple. You just got to do it. You've got to literally flip the switch and start. So it's not going to be about coming up with 50 million different scenarios or techniques to get yourself up. Sure, all the stuff that you might have heard will work. So go to bed in your gym clothes if you really want to. Personally, that doesn't interest me, but hey, it works for some people. Making sure you have your coffee or your pre-workout or whatever it is first thing as soon as you wake up, because then basically you don't have a choice. Once the caffeine or the pre-workout hits, it's go to the gym or die. So whatever it is, you can use plenty of ways to do it, but at the end of the day, it comes down to a choice. And if you are able to make the choice that you're going to wear the gym clothes to bed, or you're going to get up and have a coffee straight away, at the end of the day, by the time you're up, you've already made that choice, that this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to follow through on, because you want the results that come with it. And this is something that a lot of people really get confused on. They think that it should be easy always, it should be effortless. If it's meant to be, it's always going to be easy. No. If it's meant to be, then you will always want to work for it. And you will always want to push yourself a little bit more, okay? Let me know if you have any questions in regards to this. If you want to have a chat about it some more, we can do that. Also, I'll pop my link down below for coaching if you wanted to get some more information, if this is kind of stuff that is triggering you a little bit and you want to talk about it a bit more. I'm going to put down my coaching link so you can check that out and we can have a chat. Any questions or comments, please feel free to chuck them on the bottom there. When you do watch it, I will be checking back afterwards. And that's it. All right. Have a good morning tomorrow, wherever you are. And let's get this working. Yeah. Okay. Bye.